are going to be taking the Myers-Briggs personality test. If you don't know what that is, this person named Myers-Briggs thought that there were 16 different personalities, and this test divides everyone into said 16 personalities, or at least that's how I took it. Anyways, let's do this. You regularly make new friends. Well, there's a lot of ambiguity here because there could be like my IRL friends or my subscribers like you guys, which by the way, if you are not subscribed, I highly recommend that you go ahead, click that red sub button down below. Oh, and go ahead and make it gray. I'll give you a moment. Anyways, so there's a lot of ambiguity here. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to assume that it means IRL friends. Hang on. So yeah, let me just put I don't regularly make new IRL friends. Sometimes it can be hard, well, sometimes I do get friends. You spend a lot of free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest. No, not really. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry, too. No, not really, no. You have to make a backup plan for a backup plan. I haven't done that, but that's definitely something it sounds like I would do. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Yeah, I'm pretty level-headed. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. Yes, this is me. You're probably wondering how I got here. You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. No, I have a horrible track record when it comes to that, I'm gonna be honest right now. You are very sentimental. Yes, I am. We like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. Schedules, no. Lists, sometimes they can be useful, so I'll just put that. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Yeah. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. No. Not at all. You're not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analysis of creative works. No, not really. Alright, you're more inclined to follow your head than your heart. Slightly agree. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given. Yes. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. No. If I make an impression, it must be good. Like, no different. You enjoy participating in group activities. Okay, there's a lot of ambiguity when it says group activities. Like, it could mean like a group project, which is no, I do not want to do group projects. I'd rather go it solo. Or it could be like a game, like a dodgeball. I'm very into dodgeball. I love it. Anyways, I'm just going to assume that it means, like, games, activities, not projects. So, yeah. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending. I haven't really seen or read one, so can't really have an answer for that one. Your happiness comes more from it helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. Somewhat, yeah. You are interested in so many things that you'd find it difficult to choose what to try next. I'd say, somewhat disagree. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse, yep. Hope for the best, expect the worst. That's really the whole thing with me. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. Sometimes I do, but other times I just take over. And more often than not, I just take over with the leadership role. So, nope. You are definitely not an artistic type of person, yes. I have absolutely zero art talent at all. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on feelings? No, not really, no. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. Somewhat agree. Sometimes I do, like, I do some chores, then I just have to recharge, relax. And then once I'm done with that, I go back at it. Right? You enjoy no. Why would anyone enjoy that? Why? You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself. Not really, no. Your mood can change very quickly. Somewhat, yeah. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. Yes, definitely. Definitely. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Sometimes, yeah. Well, rarely, yeah. You have always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death. Sometimes, but not recently, no. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. Okay, a lot of ambiguity here, because, like, the others in question could be the boys, the homies, you know? But it could also be, like, totally random people that you've never met before, or even people you don't like. So, like, there's a lot of ambiguity there. So, I can't answer, really. But yes. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. No. Because, like, if you want to discuss things with me, like opinions, that kind of stuff, just hit me up on Discord. I mean, just join the Discord server below. I'd love to chat with you. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours. Yes. Yeah, I can. Usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as... Yes. That is totally. You rarely second guess the choices you have made. No. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what... No. No. Enjoy going to art museums. Never went to one, so I can't really say anything. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. No. You like to have a to-do list for each day. Yeah, to-do lists are good. To-do lists are definitely helpful, yeah. You rarely feel insecure. No. You avoid making phone calls. I mean, I don't really need to make that many phone calls. So, but even then, texts are just superior. It's really it. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own. No, not really. Alright, next set. In your social circle, you are often the one who contacts your friends. No, I am not. Also, wait, does that progress bar update as we... Oh, nice, it does. Anyways, if plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Somewhat, yeah. We're still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. Yes. Why did I make that comic? You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. Yeah, slightly agree. Your emotions control you more than you control that. Slightly disagree. You take great care not to make people look bad even when it is completely their fault. Yeah. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. Definitely. It definitely is. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. No. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Again, a lot of ambiguity here, because, like, the job could could be something that's very hard on your own, like managing, like a factory, but it could also be something pretty easy. So, again, a lot of ambiguity here. But yeah, in general, I would love that. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of... No, it really isn't. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places. No. You know at first glance how someone is feeling. Somewhat, yeah. You often feel overwhelmed. Somewhat, yeah. You will complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. No. You are very intrigued by things labeled as controversial. Somewhat intrigued, yeah. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. Somewhat. Depends on how really good the opportunity is and how much the other person needs it more. You struggle with deadlines. Slightly agree. You feel confident that things will work out for you. No. Again, hope for the best, expect the worst. Anyways, yeah. Alright, let's see. And I am a... And I am an adventurer, ISFP-T. Adventurers are flexible and charming, always ready to explore and experience something new. Mind, 78% introverted. Introverted individuals tend to prefer fewer yet deep and meaningful social interactions and often feel drawn to calmer environments. 57% observant. Observant individuals are pragmatic and down to earth. They tend to have a strong focus on what is happening or very likely to happen. 67% feeling. Feeling individuals value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. 63% prospecting. Prospecting individuals are very good at improvising and adapting to opportunities. They tend to be flexible and nonconformists who value novelty above stability. 67% turbulent. Turbulent individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress. They feel a sense of urgency in their emotions and tend to be success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve. Yes, that is definitely me right there. No, thank you. Alright guys, and that will be it for today's video. If you want me to read all of this, then you can keep watching, because I will do that. But for those of you who are just in a rush, just don't want to hear me read a lot, then I'll see you in the next video. Bye. And for those of you who did happen to stick around, be prepared for a lot of reading, because I'm sure this is like a short novel. Anyways, I change during the course of a day. I wake and I'm one person, and when I go to sleep, I know for certain I'm somebody else. Bob Dylan. Who is Bob Dylan? If someone in the comments were to enlighten me, that would be greatly appreciated. Adventurers are true artists, although not necessarily in the conventional sense. For this personality type, life itself is a canvas for self-expression. From what they wear to how they spend their free time, adventurers act in ways that vividly reflect who they are as unique individuals. And every adventurer is certainly unique. Driven by curiosity and eager to try new things, people with this personality often have a fascinating array of passions and interests. With their exploratory spirits and their ability to find joy in everyday life, adventurers can be among the most interesting people you'll ever meet. The only irony, unassuming and humble, adventurers tend to see themselves as just doing their own thing, so they may not even realize how remarkable they really are. The beauty of an open mind. Adventurers embrace a flexible, adaptable approach to life. Some personality types thrive on strict schedules and routines, but not adventurers. Adventurers take each day as it comes, doing what feels right to them in the moment, and they make sure to leave plenty of room in their lives for the unexpected. With the result that many of their most cherished memories are spontaneous, spur-of-the-moment outings and adventures, whether by themselves or with their loved ones. This flexible mindset makes adventurers remarkably tolerant and open-minded. These personalities genuinely love living in a world filled with all kinds of people, even people who disagree with them or choose radically different lifestyles. It's no surprise, then, that adventurers are unusually open to changing their minds and rethinking their opinions. Yes, that is 100% me. If any of the personality type believes in giving something or someone a second chance, it's adventurers. Adventurers want to live in a world where they and everyone else have the freedom to live as they see fit, without judgment. By some random person, I'm assuming. That said, adventurers go with the flow mentality can have its downsides. People with this personality type may struggle to set long-term plans, let alone stick with them. As a result, adventurers tend to have a pretty cloudy view of their ability to achieve their goals, and they often worry about letting other people down. Adventurers may find that adding a little structure to their lives goes a long way towards helping them feel more capable and organized, without quashing their independent spirits, of course. In their relationships, adventurers are warm, friendly, caring, taking a wholehearted enjoyment in the company of their nearest and dearest. But make no mistake, this is an introverted personality type, meaning that adventurers need dedicated alone time to recharge their energy after socializing with others. This alone time is what allows adventurers to reestablish a sense of their own identity. In other words, to reconnect with who they truly are. Unless they take time for themselves, adventurers can end up feeling lost in the tide of everyday life, constantly reacting to external circumstances instead of making their own way. Creative and free-spirited, adventurers march to the beat of their own drum, and it would be easy to assume that they don't particularly worry what other people think of them. But this isn't the case. Adventurers are thoughtful and perceptive, able to pick up on people's unspoken feelings and opinions, and it can upset them if they don't feel liked, approved of, or appreciated. When faced with criticism, it can be a challenge for people with this personality type to not get caught up in the heat of the moment. If they encounter harsh or seemingly unfair criticism, they may even lose their tempers in spectacular fashion. But there's good news too. Adventurers live in the present, and they know that they don't need to dwell on past hurts or frustrations. Rather than focusing on how things could be different, people with this personality type have an incredible capacity for appreciating what's right about life just as it is. Everywhere they look, adventurers can find sources of beauty and enjoyment that other people might miss. And this perspective is just one of the many gifts that they share with the world. Ooh, adventurers you may know. Lana Del Rey, Jungkook, Avril Lavigne. I'm for sure butchering these names. Kevin Costner, Frida Kahlo. I have no idea who any of. Oh, I can't show that on YouTube. Michael Jackson. Okay, that is someone I know. Jessica Alba, Joss Stone, Beatrix Kiddo. Who else? Ooh, Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. Eowyn, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. The Lord of the Rings. One more. Kate Austen. I have no idea who like 90% of those people are. Anyways, strengths and weaknesses. Adventurer strengths. Charming. People with the adventurer personality type are relaxed and warm, and their live and let live and let. Is that right? Yeah. Attitude naturally makes them likable and popular. Adventurer sensitive to others. Adventurers easily relate to others' emotions, helping them to establish harmony and goodwill and minimize conflict. Imaginative. Being so aware of others' emotions, adventurer personalities use their creativity and insight to craft bold ideas that speak to people's hearts. While it's hard to explain this quality on a resume, this vivid imagination and exploratory spirit help adventurers in unexpected ways. Passionate. Beneath adventurers' quiet shyness beats an intensity of feeling heart. When people with this personality type are caught up in something exciting and interesting, they can leave everything else in the dust. Curious. Ideas are well and good, but adventurers need to see and explore for themselves whether their ideas ring true. Work revolving around the sciences that may seem a poor match for their traits, but a boldly artistic and humanistic vision is often exactly what research needs to move forward, if adventurers are given the freedom that they need to do so. Artistic. Adventurers are able to show their creativity in tangible ways and with stunning beauty. Whether writing a song, painting an emotion, or presenting a statistic in a graph, adventurers have a way of visualizing things that resonates with their audience. And now, adventurer weaknesses. Fiercely independent, freedom of expression is often adventurers' top priority. Anything that interferes with that, like traditions and hard rules, creates a sense of oppression for adventurer personalities. This can make more rigidly structured academics and work a challenge. Unpredictable. Adventurers dislike long-term commitments and plans. The tendency to actively avoid planning for the future can cause strain in adventurers' romantic relationships and financial hardship later in life. Easily stressed. Adventurers live in the present, full of emotion. When situations get out of control, people with this personality type, especially turbulent ones, can shut down, losing their characteristic charm and creativity in favor of gnashing teeth. Overly competitive. Adventurers can escalate small things into intense competitions, turning down long-term success in their search for glory in the moment, and are unhappy when they lose. Fluctuating self-esteem. It's demanded that skills be quantified, but that's hard to do with adventurers' strengths of sensitivity and artistry. Adventurers' efforts are often dismissed, a hurtful and damaging blow, especially early in life. Adventurers can start to believe the naysayers without strong support. Romantic relationships. Romantic relationships. Adventurers are quite mysterious and difficult to get to know. While very emotional individuals, they guard this sensitive core carefully, preferring to listen than to express. People with adventurer personality type focus instead on their partners, with little interest in dictating the mood of a situation with their own feelings. While this can sometimes be frustrating, if they are accepted for who they are, adventurers prove to be warm, enthusiastic partners. Things are unlikely to ever grow stale. Even the longest term partners can be subscribed by the secrets adventurers keep. As their relationships grow, adventurers' partners come to find vibrancy on spontaneity to be par for the course. Adventurers may not be great long-term planners, preferring to let their partners take the lead when it comes to logic and strategy, but they almost never run out of things to do in the present. Also caring and loyal, adventurers love finding ways to surprise their partners in fun little ways. There's also a sense of practicality to adventurers' unpredictability. If anyone is going to cancel a planned trip to stay home with a partner who suddenly got the flu as a gesture of affection, it is adventurer personalities. Spending time with their partners is something adventurers really enjoy, and they want their partners to know that they are cared for and special. A tender heart. It's important for their partners to make it clear that this love and attention is valued. Adventurers will never ask for such thanks, but it can really hurt their feelings if they don't hear it. Such expressions don't have to be verbal. Adventurers believe in actions, not words. But it's crucial that they know their feelings are shared. On the other side of the spectrum, there are a few types more vulnerable to criticism and conflict. It's necessary to provide a certain level of emotional support. If they do feel appreciated, adventurers are more than happy to reciprocate in any way they know how. People with adventurer personality are very sensual, and in no aspect of their lives is clearer than in their fun time. Intimacy is an opportunity for adventurers to satisfy their partners, and they involve every sense available in enjoying these moments. Adventurers may be shy in public, but alone with a partner they trust, the mask comes off. Few people get to see this side, and it's always a pleasant surprise. Feelings and emotions underpin every aspect of adventurers' relationships, alongside not just a tendency towards, but a need for fresh possibilities. Adventurer personalities are not to be forced into anything, and rushing long-term commitments is a sure way to scare them off. If adventurers can't feel excited and wondering what's next every morning, they may find themselves wondering, what's the point? Still, developing some skill with planning can be a healthy area of growth for adventurers. Learning to be a little more comfortable with voicing their feelings and communicating more clearly is something their partners can also help with. And if in any case, sharing the observant trait usually smooths out the more challenging aspects of mutual understanding. And relationships with people who have the extroverted and judging traits helps adventurers to learn and grow in real, attainable ways. Friendships. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just getting over something. Friendships. In friendship, adventurers are some of the most comfortable people around. Laid back and spontaneous, people with the adventurer personality type won't bog things down with arguments or structured long-term plans. Intellectually exhausting pastimes like debates over European economic policy won't hold their attention long. The here and now is what's important to adventurers, as they love spending time with their friends doing casual, fun activities. Enjoying life together. Adventurer personalities believe in actions, not words. They talk about what is, not what could, should, or will be. And then they actually do it. This passion for action is a blessing for adventurers, since it helps them get past their shyness and meeting new people. Adventurers are sensitive, much more so than most, and it takes time to build enough trust with the new friends to open up and feel natural. If new acquaintances start things out by explaining that you do way better if, it's unlikely they will ever be close. Adventurers just take these remarks too personally for comfort. People with this personality type are happy to get along with just about anyone, but potential friends need to ease up on being too judgmental or demanding. If your friends keep things supportive and easygoing, adventurers are happy to return the flavor with added warmth and laughter. Plus, when they're friends who they trust, adventurers know how to relax, shedding rules, traditions, and expectations in favor of just enjoying themselves. Those who prefer safe, structured environments might end up struggling in these friendships, though, especially if they lecture adventurers on how they're living their lives. As with any criticism, those friends are free to do their own thing and to leave adventurers to do theirs. Adventurers' relaxed, non-judgmental attitudes make it easy for them to get along with others, but not always the same way around. Lots of personal space and freedom are essential to adventurer personalities, and it's often other explorer types who share their live and let live worldview and enjoy actually doing things that gravitate towards adventurers. There's really no better friend than adventurers for dropping the pretenses and enjoying low stress parenthood. Oh boy. When it comes to parenting, adventurers often. Oh, that's embarrassing. Anyways, when it comes to parenting, adventurers often feel right at home. While no one could be said to be truly prepared for such a task, adventurer personalities, natural warmth, practicality, and relaxed nature help them to settle in and appreciate every moment of joy and hardship that comes with raising a child. Finding joy in the everyday. Adventurers' greatest strength is arguably the joy they take in being with and helping their loved ones. Practical needs are taken care of from day one, and adventurers' children can always count on something exciting to do or to learn every day. People with the adventurer personality type will have fun, hands-on activities as their children grow. They're encouraged to pick up extra hobbies that revolve around those kinds of activities. Even as those extra activities grow, adventurers often defy their introversion, spending time with their children and enjoying engaging activities that center on quality time. Impromptu trips, home improvement projects like repainting bedrooms, or simply baking some treats together are all likely to being fond memories for the adventurous children. None of this is to say that adventurer parents are overbearing. In fact, they are one of the most relaxed personality types there is when it comes to parenting. Adventurers believe that the only way to really have their children grow up to be open-minded and well-balanced people is to let them explore and experience new things, make mistakes and learn from them, and to always know that they'll be able to come home at the end of it. And interventions and hardline rules just aren't adventure style. The freedom adventurers grant their children comes with some risks too, since it demands a certain level of maturity from the children themselves. Some lessons are harder than others. These can be hard lessons for people with the adventurer personality type too, since they are more sensitive than most when it comes to their lifestyles or parenting being criticized. Nothing's quite as unpleasant as "I told you so." Long-term planning is another challenging area for adventurer parents. When it comes to things like saving for their children's college education, adventurers necessarily rely on partners to take care of that sort of thing more readily. The power of love. As their children grow into adolescence, adventurers sometimes struggle as well. Adventurer personalities need to know that their work and effort are appreciated, something teenagers are well known for expressing. It can take a lot of practice on adventurers' parts to learn the emotional control necessary to not overreact when things don't go the way they want. Children make an effort to distance themselves at that age, and private individuals or no, adventurers need to know that their loved ones are by their sides. In the end, though, adventurers are so much less likely to create the kinds of divides that other more rigid personality types sometimes drive between themselves and their children. There's always going to be some push from the developing adults, but with such warm, caring parents, adventurous children can always rest assured that they know where the home and hearth are. Career paths. When it comes to the career world, adventurers need more than just a job. Wealth, power, structure, advancement, and security are all lesser goals to adventurer personalities' greatest need: creative freedom. Adventurers crave a tangible outlet for their imagination, a chance to express themselves artistically. Those placing their emphasis on predictability and long-term planning find that attempts to push those views on adventurers are about as effective as forcing open flames to point downwards. People with the adventurer personality type are passionate experimenters, and whether they're aware of it or not, they are renowned trendsetters. With their unique perspective and simple desire to be themselves, adventurers are natural artists, musicians, and photographers, as well as designers of all stripes. Setting up shop on websites like Etsy is far more alluring to adventurers than the confines of 9 to 5 administrative work in some fluorescent cubicle. Free spirits outlook. Adventurers loathe sitting idle in colorless, unchanging environments. They are free souls and need flexibility, opportunities for improvisation, and immersive work that engages every sense. If they combine these needs with their competitive nature, adventurer personalities make great solo athletes. Adventurers prefer to live in the moment, believing the here and now is what matters most. This quality does have the drawback of sometimes making adventures reckless and short-sighted, though those pitfalls aren't set in stone. An emphasis on practical, tangible things, objects that can be seen and touched, comes at the cost of ignoring less tangible ideas. Adventurers often feel that they have a little control over processes like retirement planning. They can't predict the future, so it does no good to worry about it now. Looking to tomorrow. This mindset can hold them back from many of their ideal careers such as psychology, counseling, and teaching, which require long-term planning and often extensive certifications to get started. It takes a great deal of energy for adventurers to maintain focus on a single goal like that for so long, but it can make the day-to-day so much more rewarding for the rest of their lives. An easier route revolves around freelance and consulting work in just about any industry that adventurers enjoy. Whether organizing charity events, working with hospitals to make patient stays more pleasant, or laying stone to help make a house a home, adventurers always seem to find a way to make the world a little more beautiful and exciting, and to make a living in the process. Workplace habits. Oh boy. Workplace habits. In the workplace, adventurers seek out positions that give them as much wiggle room as possible to do the things their own way. Button-down environments that revolve around tightly held traditions and strictly enforced procedures are unlikely to appeal to adventure personalities. Spontaneous, charming, and genuinely fun people to be around, adventurers just want a chance to express those natural qualities and to know that their efforts are appreciated. Adventurers' subordinates. People with the adventurer personality type don't like to be controlled, and this can be quite clear in subordinate positions. They loathe being micromanaged. At the same time, adventurers aren't well known for their long-term focus, but rather their adaptability and spontaneity. They'll use unconventional methods, sometimes risky ones, and existing rules are just someone else's way of doing things. Still, adventurers find a way to make things happen. To manage adventurer personality successfully, there need to be clearly set goals and otherwise an open sandbox. If this balance can be made to work, adventurers show themselves to be eager learners and passionate problem solvers, especially if they get to deal one-on-one with other people or to tackle the problem solo. People with this personality type are humble, even shy, and unlikely to put themselves on the spot by volunteering their help. But adventurers do love to feel appreciated, and if assigned a task, they work hard to earn that appreciation. Adventurer colleagues. Among their peers, adventurers feel most comfortable. Working with equals and giving some advice in order to solve practical problems is right where adventurer personalities like to be. Although they may exhaust themselves if their role requires an excessive amount of social interaction, they are otherwise quite charming and have excellent networking skills. Adventurers are tolerant and friendly, and usually just do what needs to be done regardless of whether their colleagues pull their own weight. At the end of the day, though, adventurers are sensitive and need to know that these efforts are appreciated. A well-placed compliment goes a long way. Adventurers that do let their personal goals affect their approach to their work, which can make them a little unpredictable, but this is balanced by their desire for harmony and willingness to find win-win solutions whenever possible. Adventurer managers. The position that feels most unnatural to adventurers is management. They are not a domineering personality type and take no joy in exerting control over others, planning long-term goals, or disciplining unsatisfactory behavior. But just because it feels a little strange doesn't mean adventurer personalities aren't good at it. Adventurer sensitivity allows them to be great listeners, helping them to align their subordinates' personal motivations with the task at hand. They also give their subordinates the freedom to do what needs to be done to solve what needs to be solved on any given day. And adventurers are likely to dig into that work right alongside them. This gives adventurer managers a marked style of inspiration and cooperation, and they're usually well liked. Conclusion. Oh wow. Conclusion. Few personality types are as colorful and charming as adventurers. Known for their kindness and artistic skills, adventurers are great at finding exciting new things to explore and experience. Adventurers' creativity and down-to-earth attitude are invaluable in many areas, including their own personal growth. Yet adventurers can be easily tripped up in areas where their focus on practical matters is more of a liability than an asset. Whether it is finding or keeping a partner, reaching dazzling heights on the career ladder, or learning to plan ahead, adventurers need to put in a conscious effort to develop their weaker traits and additional skills. What you have read so far is just an introduction into the complex concept that is the adventurer personality type. You may have muttered to yourself, wow, this is so accurate, it's a little creepy. Or, finally, someone understands me. You may even ask, how do they know more about me than the people I'm closest to? This is not a trick. You felt understood because you were. We've studied how adventurers think and what they need to reach their full potential. And no, we did not spy on you. Many of the challenges you faced and will face in the future have been overcome by other adventurers. You simply need to learn how they succeed. But in order to do that, you need to have a plan, a personal roadmap. The best card in the world will not take you to the right place if you do not know where to go. We have told you how adventurers tend to behave in certain circumstances and what their key strengths and weaknesses are. Now we need to go much deeper into your personality type and answer why, how, what if. This knowledge is only the beginning of a lifelong journey. Are you ready to learn why adventurers act in the way they do? What motivates and inspires you? What you are afraid of and what you secretly dream about? How you can unlock your true exceptional potential? And then just adds, yeah. Anyways, so yes, that was very interesting. Thank you guys for actually staying into the video for this long. Gotta think of a secret word to use to show that you actually made it to the end and watched the full way through. How about, okay, the secret word is personality. If you watched it all the way to the end, go down into the comment section and just type out the word personality, post a comment. And that will be how I know that you made it to the end of this video. And I will also be linking the video. I will also be linking the video, the website, in the description of this video. There we go. So you can take the test for yourself. Anyways, I will see you later, and don't forget to subscribe.